So good morning, good night, good afternoon, everyone. It is your host, Kevin the Navigator. So this is like step 4 of Navy boot camp experience. So I'm gonna tell you guys what happened at step 4. So thank you guys for liking my previous sea story videos, including the one in Barbados. I'm gonna talk about, I'm sorry, I'm just drinking Coke, but I'm gonna talk about basically the step 4 of the Navy boot camp experience. So I'm going to talk about step 4. So basically what happened at step 4 is that I think we got processed medical. So we had medical process already. We went through the shots, and we also went through the basic chain of command, the basic RDC stuff. We moved from one barrack to another barrack to another barrack. So we stayed in our permanent barracks that we're gonna stay in. And also on top of that, during that time, yes, at night, the lights were red. You know, the lights is always red because, you know, in the ship, the lights is red when someone's standing on watch. My first time standing watch, I'm not gonna lie. Standing watch was cool, but at the same time, it was tiring. The part that really kills you when standing watch is when you have to stand there. You have to stand there like this. You have to stand there like this. Sorry. You have to stand there like this. Not with your arm kind of holding the camera, but you got to stand there in about face. And then on top of that, you have to read the signs. So I'll show you an example, right? So this happens when you're in Navy boot camp, when you have to stand watch. So apparently, when you about to stand watch, you're already sleeping already. You're sleeping at your bunk. I slept at the top bunk, but I preferred the bottom bunk because the bottom bunk will be easier for me to roll out and just brush my teeth and shave. Because at Navy boot camp, you have to shave almost every day. Now, those of you guys who are asking, what if you have this? You see my beard? What if you have this in the Navy? You can have that, but make sure you have a chit. A chit is spelled C-H-I-T. C-H-I-T. It's called a chit. A chit is like a little receipt, a little slip that permits you from doing things that breaks the rules, that bends the rules a little bit. But now back to standing watch. Now when you're standing watch, the sign's right here, and you're about face like this. So you're watching the door the whole time. So you're watching in front of the door, because at a ship you have to stand watch, civilian or military, or even like recreational when you're going overnight sailing. You have to stand watch. So you're looking in front of that door, and there's a sign right next to you. It says, it gives you the instruction, seaman recruit such and such and such. I forgot the exact verbatim, but it will say seaman recruit such and such and such, such and such, such and such, blah 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 blah. And the bottom of it will say petty officer, officer, or chief, and they got to tell you carry on. If you mess that up, right? So if you mess up your watch, they're gonna yell at you. Of course, they're gonna say, "Oh, how the f you gotta do this? How the f you can't read the signs right there? What's wrong with you? Are you stupid?" And then they gotta tell you do it again, and then you have to like read it again as they coming in inside of the door. You have to read the sign again. So sometimes, depending on your ship, because I was in the all-male ship division, so my division was specifically 093. That's my division. So those of you guys who are from 093, comment below. Shout out to you guys. This is from years ago. 093. So I'm in division 093. That was my division. So my division in Navy boot camp was 093. It was all-male division at the USS Arizona. So that part being said, there will be a sign over here, depending what ship you're in, building. There will be a sign. There will be a sign in front of you right here. So you stand right here with the sign right here, or sometimes the sign will be. It will be like right next to you, like this. So I did my first watch, and it was a bit cool, but at the same time I was tired because I was like falling asleep, because you're standing there in boredom. You're standing there in boredom at 3 o'clock in the morning. So you're standing there at 3 o'clock in the morning in complete boredom. So because you're in complete boredom, it just makes it like it makes things a little complicated because you're standing in complete boredom. You're just bored. There's no cell phone. There's no social media. You can't call your girlfriend. You can't call your boyfriend if you guys prefer that stuff. You can't call your mom, your dad. You're just standing there thinking about, dang, can this training be over soon? Can this thing be over very soon? Can I go to bed now? Like, that's what you're thinking in your head. So you're really thinking about that in your head. So as this is happening, right? So when this is really happening, my petty officer, he came and I messed up the script because the script was on the wall. So I messed up the script. I said sailor recruit instead of seaman recruit. And then he yelled. He got so mad that he started kicking the door with his steel-toe boots. He went boom, 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 boom. I forgot exactly what he said because I was too tired that day. That day I was way too tired to even think about it. And then I did this. As soon as he was like, read that script again before when I come back in here. And I was like, aye, petty officer. And then he was like, do it again. Say that again. Aye, petty officer. He was like, one more time, you a-hole. Aye, petty officer. Like, he went in there. I got the script right. And then the petty officer, he was like, carry the F on. Carry on. And then he just shrugged his shoulder on me. Like, he just went like this on me. But the thing is, guys, when it comes to these drill sergeants and RDCs, don't take it personal. That's their job. Their job is to break you down, to make you cry, to make you give up, and to test your willpower when you go out to the fleet. So that's the point of the RDCs treating you like crap. They're not your friend. They're not your buddy. They be cool after a while, though. Don't get me wrong. And when you're in the end of your training, they become the bestest friends you ever had. That never happened with me, but it did. It did with one chief and one petty officer. Oahu. He's from Hawaii. He's like Polynesian, sorry. And he was cool with me. And the chief, he gave me a ribbon. He gave me like I forgot the name of the ribbon, but the ribbon he gave me, I still have it in my house. So when I go to SUNY Maritime and join the Regiment Cadets, I'm gonna wear that ribbon. So he personally gave me that ribbon. I know people in the service are not supposed to do that, but I'll tell you that part when I'm about to get separated on the next video on step number 5. So, however, when I did my first watch was very complete boredom, was very borderline good. It was good, but it was boredom at the same time because you heard nothing but slippers, people's slippers hitting the floor. You heard like sinks and turning on. You heard some grown men cry. My girlfriend. Like you heard that type of stuff. You heard all that stuff, and then you have to stand watch with your hat on, your full uniform on. And mind you, when you stand on watch, you have to get on your full utility outfit or your coveralls, or depending on the occasion, you wear your peanut butters, your khaki and blacks, with your garrison cap. At the time I was there, they probably changed that now. Now they probably changed that. But during my division, like I said from the couple of videos, we went from blue to green. So we went from blue utility uniform, blue camouflage, to green camouflage. So I was one of the first ones. I was one of the first recruits to wear the green camouflage, full-fledged. I was one of the first recruits to wear green camouflage. This is 2016. They changed that in 2016. The end of 2016, that's when they changed from blue to green. The reason why they changed from blue to green is because a lot of sailors was falling overboard, especially when they were drunk during Liberty. They were falling overboard, and because it's camouflage, it's camouflage. It's blue camouflage. The ocean is blue. So if you're wearing blue and you're on the blue ocean, no one cannot see you. The rescue swimmers couldn't see you. So that's why the Admiral and the Secretary of the Navy and people who's in charge of uniforms, that's why they changed it to utility type 3 uniforms. Correct me if I'm wrong, if I got the uniforms wrong. I'm just gonna say green camouflage. So they changed it from blue to green because people were falling overboard on the ocean because they were in blue. Now if they wear green or another bright color, they can see you if you fall overboard during the fleet, if you're going out to sea. So we were one of the first ones to have that. That same day I did watch is the same day we had to don our blue camouflage into a green camouflage. And I said to myself, hold on, this feels like the Army or the Marine Corps. I signed up for the Navy, not the Marines. Like, why am I wearing green? We're supposed to wear blue, or maybe like green, maybe like greenish blue, or like turquoise or something like that. Like ocean colors, not like full-fledged jungle uniform. That doesn't make any sense. Navy SEALs will wear that. SWICs, EODs, and Navy corpsmen will wear that stuff. Because corpsmen, they go with the Marines a lot. So it just didn't make sense to me. So the thing with the Navy, a lot of stuff in the Navy didn't make sense to me. And that's why I was thinking about quitting. I was like, this doesn't make any sense. I might as well be an officer if I'm gonna wear that stuff. Like I don't want to wear the khaki and black and wear that utility uniform. I don't want to wear that. And I didn't want to wear that Popeye outfit either. I wanted to wear the big cap. I forgot the name of it, but I wanted to wear the big cap and the all white uniform. That's the stuff I wanted to wear. But I got mad at my recruiter that day. I wrote a letter to my recruiter that day, and I cursed him out. I cursed him the heck out. I'm like, you lied to me. Like they told me at boot camp that Stay 21 don't exist. And plus I was overage. You have to be 21 to join Stay 21 program. I was 23. So at the time, I was 23 at the time. And they come to find out, I have to wait 2 years to be eligible for Stay 21 program. And I was so mad about that. So at that time, I was like, you know what? I want to quit. You know what I mean? I want to quit. So that was my first thought process of quitting the United States Navy boot camp and the United States Navy in general. And I said to myself, I want to come back and serve my country, but not as enlisted, as an officer. That's my dream. That's always been my dream, to be a Naval Officer Reserve and all white. That's been my long life dream, to wear all white with the big eagle hat. The cap, the big cap. I call it Captain Crunch hat because it looks like Captain Crunch. But you know, like that big hat. I didn't want to wear a Dixie cup. I don't want to wear no Dixie cup. I didn't want to wear that stuff. It wasn't fitting for me, in my opinion. But I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just speaking for myself. Some people love that, but I'm speaking only my experience only. It does not reflect the organization United States Navy. I love the United States Navy. That's why I joined it, because it's a seafaring adventure. But it just wasn't the right time, the right adventure for me to participate in. So that being said, I did my first watch. After that, we had breakfast. A few hours later, we did push-ups. We ran around. We went around the Great Lake area. It was snowing, so mind you, it was starting to snow. So it was starting to snow in Great Lakes. So it was snowing in the morning, snowing in the evening, and snowing at night. And then it just got very, very cold. The cold in Chicago was very moist. It wasn't like New York. New York cold is very dry. Chicago was very moist, which is ironic to me. It's an ironic thing. It's very moist in Chicago. The snow, the air is more cleaner too. New York, our air is more dirtier, is more polluted, but Chicago is more cleaner, ironically speaking. So there's the video of how I stand my first watch for step number 4, and also, like, another exciting news about this video, the bonus part of this video, is that what happened was that when we first got our medical, and we took a pill, right? So we took a pill. We went to the doctors to get our medical screening process to get like treated and all that stuff to see if we have any like type of like disease or carrying some type of immuno disease or whatever. They made us take a pill, right? So they made us take a small little pill. It's a virus pill. And then we had to drink water constantly hydrate after we take the pill. And then we had to sit down for like 13 minutes. After that, a few doctors called me and four other individuals because they found in our blood test, because they took our blood already. So they took our blood during that time. And what they found was I had G6PD. So I had G6PD. And I was like, what the heck is G6PD? What is that? And they said that me and four other individuals, we have sickle cell trait. So we have sickle cell trait. And I was like, oh, snap, yo, I got sickle cell? Oh, shoot, am I gonna die? And the doctor was like, no, you don't have sickle cell, but you have sickle cell trait. If you mate with somebody with sickle cell, possibly the baby can't survive. So you gotta mate with someone who don't have sickle cell. You know what I'm saying? So they showed us a video about G6PD and sickle cell trait. So it was 3 guys and 1 girl. And I noticed this. Majority of us were colored. I didn't see any Caucasian people in there. It was me, 2 other black dudes, one dark Hispanic that looks like Mayan. He looks Mayan or Aztec Hispanic. And there was 1 light-skinned girl. It was like 1 light-skinned girl who was with us. And they showed us a video of how G6PD developed and sickle cell trait developed. It was developed by mosquitoes, the environment, how your ancestors carry that, and it goes from father to child, not mother to child. It goes from father to child. Only the father can be the carrier of that type of blood deficiency, not the mother. Only the father can carry that. So it goes from father to child. And I was like, shoot, oh, that's cool. I never knew this. And I was like, oh, that's why I got tired. That's why I got sleepy. That's why I get thirsty. That's why I get sick every season change. It makes perfect sense. So what they did was, what the Navy corpsman and the doctor did is that they gave us red tags. So if you guys are going to Navy boot camp and you guys found out you have sickle cell trait or some type of immunodeficiency, they're gonna give you a red tag on the side of your trousers, of your shorts. And sometimes, if they did this now, they're gonna give you a red bracelet. So they did it when I was there. They gave us a red bracelet. They may change that now, but they will give you like a red flag. They'll give you like a red flag on the side of the shorts, and then that means that the petty officers and the RDCs, they can't overtrain you as regular people. Like if you run and you start going like if you start going like that, the RDCs they can't yell at you and beat you down. They can't do that because once that happens, you can faint. And you can faint, and that could be deadly, and the Navy doesn't want that to happen. So to prevent that, they put a red flag so they could train you less. And plus, your push-ups, your sit-ups, your swimming, your running is longer. It's a longer time. You know, your time is much more longer when that happens. Regular people, they have like a set minute. People with the red flag, you have like a longer time to finish your running, your swimming, your push-ups, and your sit-ups. So you have a longer time if you have a red flag next to your trousers. So that part being said, when that happens, I got the red flag. So I had the red flag in the side of my shorts, and I have to wear that red flag almost everywhere. So and which is cool because some of those petty officers, they couldn't like smoke me as much because I'm already halfway smoked, so they couldn't smoke me as much. So I couldn't get smoked a lot because they were afraid I was gonna faint. Even though some events I felt like I was gonna faint. When they over pushed me, to do push-up exercise, I felt like I was about to die. I really felt like I was about to drop dead on the floor. You know what I'm saying? I feel like someone got my lungs and was squeezing this very heavy. That's what it felt like. It felt like God got my lungs and just squeezing it like a stress ball. To the point I was like, I was going like that. So that part, that's a bonus thing that happened when I stand my first watch. So that whole 20 minutes of this video was like a whole 3 weeks when I was in boot camp. So I condensed it in once because there's a lot of detail, but I don't want to tell too much detail because it's not really important. I'm not going to tell y'all how I used the bathroom, how I took a shower, how I did this, how I did that. That's not really important. So I touch on the major important parts. So yeah, and on top of that, speaking of showers, when you're crowded inside of a shower, right, we're full of men. So you see different sizes and different shapes and different colors and stuff like that, skin colors. And no offense, like, if you're a racist that's coming to the military, forget about it. Like when you're in the military, this is America. You're an American. They didn't care where you're from, who you're from, what you're from. They didn't care. They don't care. You're forced and programmed to be an American. American first, everything else after. You know what I'm saying? So, and then during my watch, the same time when we got the blood test and all that stuff, we went to the classroom and they were telling about the United States Navy, what to do and not to do. If you go AWOL, the military will find you. The government owns you. You can't do anything without their permission. You can't wear this, you can't wear that. Basically, a whole 5 hours of indoctrination of rules and regulations. You can't horse fight. You can't be touching people inappropriate while on uniform. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. When you're visiting foreign ports in foreign countries, you can't be fighting civilians at that country because it's gonna make America look bad, and it's gonna cause a ruckus in politics and stuff like that. So after 5 hours of that whole classroom lecture, we went back to the bunk, and then all of a sudden I feel sick. I felt very sick. I felt like, you know, when you eat McDonald's back in the day, and then it was like an overtime throw up. Like it felt like you was gonna throw up over time. Like you felt that thing that was coming inside of your throat, like this. That's what it felt when I took that pill. And when I got up so fast. I ran to the bathroom so fast, and then I threw up heavy. I was like, ooh, like I'm like, I threw up so heavy. All the vomit was coming all out. Like it felt like a big old detox, man. And I felt so sick. And I told the petty officer, I need to go to the sick bay. He was like, you'll be all right. Get your ASS on the bed. I'm sorry, get your ASS on the bunk. Like, why are you complaining to me about this for? I don't care. Get the F out of my face. F you. You piece of S. And I'm like, does this fool don't see that I just threw up a whole spaghetti and a whole pasta and all that stuff and milk? Doesn't he see just throw up all over the floor? And he was like, you, that shipmate, y'all better clean that throw up in my bathroom. I'm like, how am I gonna clean up my own vomit that I'm not feeling well? I'm having a headache, I'm having all that stuff. And then the chief was like, that's a virus pill. It's supposed to do that to make you be tolerant of seasickness. And I think it still affects me to this day. And that's why I can't get seasick. Because of that virus pill, if I go out to sea, I don't think I can get seasick. Because of that virus pill, they put something in my system. They put something in my system that I can't get seasick. Like, it can happen, but my chances are is less. than someone who never went out to sea, or not someone who never experienced what I experienced before. So, but yeah, otherwise, guys, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing. I really appreciate this. So this is step 4 of Navy boot camp experience. Step 4. So, you know, like, share, subscribe. I got more sailing videos coming up, and I got more other videos coming up soon. You guys stay tuned. All right. Sayonara, folks.